Time has passed since we got the announcement and the reveal of Dissidia Final Fantasy, the next Dissidia Final Fantasy game, and there is definitely some animosity in the air. There is definitely a situation to this game that I'm wanting to talk about, and I'm hoping that we can come to some kind of conclusion on what we want, what Square might need to do, and just the overall vibes and feelings towards this game. So with that all being said, what is up guys, Jen here, hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to the channel. If you like the content, please support the channel and hit the like button, it helps out a lot. And if you want to stick around for some more Final Fantasy content, then you're already in the right place. Just hit that subscribe button. So I made a video before the actual reveal. It was the announcement of Dissidia, the new Dissidia, and I made a video going over what we could expect and what the characters were and everything. But as soon as I mentioned mobile, a lot of people just switched off and were not interested. I'm hoping a lot of you are sticking with me today in this one so we can talk about what we can fix about this situation, because a lot of people are not happy about Dissidia Final Fantasy, even though the concept to me is quite good. I like what it's offering. So before we dive into what we would like to change and what would make the best situation for Dissidia let's go over what it's all about. But first, let me tell you about Instant Gaming. Instant Gaming is a website where you can get Steam games at incredible prices, including all of the Final Fantasies that are available on PC. All you got to do is click the link down below and then all of those incredible deals are at your disposal. Not only that, we also have a giveaway that we do every single month for you to have the opportunity to win any game off the website. Just click the giveaway link down below, click the orange participate button, and then you're in for a chance to win. Not only will you be supporting the channel, but you'll be saving yourself some money. So thanks to Instant Gaming, happy shopping, and let's talk about more Dissidia Final Fantasy. Dissidia Final Fantasy is the latest installment in the Dissidia Final Fantasy series, which has featured numerous warriors from the long-running Final Fantasy series. In this 3v3 team boss battle arena, two teams and roaming monsters clash as each side races to defeat the boss faster than the enemy team. Enjoy exhilarating action-featured warriors brought to life with stunning shell-shaded graphics, all through the simpler controls that let you play with just one hand. Modern day Tokyo is the stage set for a new story where warriors across the Final Fantasy series have assembled. Giant crystals appear in the city of Tokyo. The blue glowing crystal blended into daily life and became a familiar presence. However, those peaceful times came to a sudden end. Strange monsters appear from mysterious menacing energy polluting the crystal, driving humanity to despair. As terror dominates the city, armed warriors emerge as if they were answering to a cry for help. As they conceal their identities and quickly disappear after battle, people began to call them ghosts. Alongside the fully Japanese voice main story, short episodes offering glimpses into the warriors' daily lives will also unfold. Abilities feature numerous captivating artworks drawn by a stellar lineup of artists. So yeah, it's a mobile game, and looking at that description, it seems like it was made for mobile just by looking at the fact that they wanted to make this simple to play with the ability of just one hand. Now, the overall reception is that we don't want it on mobile. We wanted a new Dissidia, something along the lines of what we got on the PSP. We've not had anything like that since. NT tried to hit it, but it didn't quite get there. I think the 3v3 battle mechanics didn't vibe well with everyone, though some people did quite enjoy it. They must be getting some kind of love because the servers of NT are still up to this day. But Final Fantasy Dissidia was at its peak when it was on the PSP with the original Dissidia Final Fantasy and Dissidia Duodecim. A lot of people are crying out for a remaster of Duodecim since it's the pinnacle of what Dissidia brought to the table, but that just does not seem to be the case. Now, looking at this is a great premise. The fact that we have our favorite Final Fantasy characters in modern day Tokyo and trying to live out normal lives while battling these menacing monsters. I like the premise. I like to see the interactions, seeing Zidane and Lightning in a burger shack type place ordering food and looking at social media. Very odd, but to me as a Final Fantasy fan, very interesting. And the whole 3v3 boss battle arena, it seems to be like a PvPvE, again, removed from what Dissidia originally brought to the table. So there's definitely a lot of things that people are just not vibing with, though I will probably try this out, but I am old school with my phone. I have an iPhone 11 still, and I don't know if my phone will be able to run this to the best of what I would like it to run. So I'll probably try it. I don't think I'll invest time in it, and I definitely won't make content on it. I might just make the one-off, but I am interested to see what it brings to the table. So let's strip it back and talk about how we can change this and what Square could do to make this more appealing to more players. So let's address the elephant in the room straight off the bat here. It's a mobile game. They have gone out straight off the bat before they even revealed the trailer is that it's coming out on Android and iOS, which is a choice. I mean, we all know that the Japanese market are very mobile focused, and this will probably do pretty well in Japan, but on the Western side, we're more catered to having PC clients nowadays to play games. Ever Crisis did eventually do this, so there is hope for Dissidia Duelam to follow in the tracks, but I think this would be also great as a free-to-play title on the consoles as well, for people to have more access, because they're offering the story, side stories and everything else. I think having it on console and the way it plays makes sense that you could probably make it on consoles. I'm very interested to see if this will have controller support for mobile. I know it's a vertical game, but imagine it stretched out on widescreen, removing the touchscreen prompts and the analog stick that appears on the screen and having that mapped to a controller. I think this would work well, and I think it would be received. I think if they brought what they did to the table here and say, hey, it's also coming out on PC, we've got a PC client, you can play on widescreen and it has controller support, I think a lot of people might be like, hey, I'm going to try this out. And I'm interested to know if it did have a PC client with controller support, widescreen, and it wasn't just focused on iOS and Android, would you give this a go at least? Because I think just having iOS and Android, a lot of people are like, nah, I am not interested in the slightest. And again, for me personally, it's something I'm probably going to try out, but I don't think it's going to be something I stick with just because I play so many games. I like playing on my consoles with a controller, and I've moved away from mobile titles as time has passed. Also, the other elephant in the room is it's a mobile game, which means it's going to include gacha mechanics, and I think this is going to be in its costumes, because we are seeing our Final Fantasy characters in real life clothing, I guess you could say, but also looking at the screenshots and the gameplay, the abilities are based on art that you can collect, which are done by official artists and artists that have collaborated with the game here, giving unique abilities to each of the characters. These are all ranked in rarity, from rare to uncommon, you know, the usual things we get, an ultra rare or SS rare being the best, which means that is probably what the gacha mechanics are going to be offering here, the abilities. And then you need to ask yourself the question again, am I going to be gated with gameplay because I don't have the abilities, because I've not been using the gacha enough? Am I not going to be able to progress with the story? And it becomes this snowball effect of all of these what if scenarios. So it is very hard to try and pitch this to people to play, especially again in this Western market where I don't see a lot of people playing and investing time in mobile games anymore just because of the overall vibe they bring to the table. I think that the fact that this is a vertical game as well turns a lot of people off. A lot of people like to play games horizontal because you could use additional accessories. Again, controller support, I really do think it should have controller support. Though it might be really awkward with it being a vertical game and having controller support. Am I going to get hand cramps? There's so many questions you could probably ask. And it is a shame to see because it looks like a lot of effort has gone into this. I really do like the shaded style. I do like the characters being in this new world, characters that I love and followed for my entirety of being a Final Fantasy fan in these unique situations. I want to experience that. I want to see what happens. But the fact that this is all behind a mobile game, and I don't think we should say it's mobile slop. I don't think we should bash it completely because there is a game here. It just seems to be gated to a platform that not a lot of people are going to be playing and a lot of people just don't want to invest in. And I get that. I really do. And I'm sure it's going to be reflected in the comment section down below. I'll be keeping a close eye on Dissidia Duelum as time goes on. Will they get feedback from their closed beta test later this year? Will they adapt and see that people, especially on the Western side, want a PC client, maybe a widescreen option, and making it more accessible for more people to try out? We shall see. We don't know what the plans are just of yet, but from what we've seen here, from me again personally, it's something I will try out and have a look. I really don't think it's something I'm going to stick to and invest in and try to keep up with. I just think I probably want the story beats out of it, and of course the music, because the music we've heard so far has been incredible. But I'm more interested to know your thoughts on this Dissidia Duelum situation. It's not the Dissidia game a lot of people wanted, unfortunately, but we just need to be vocal and see what happens next. So I appreciate your time. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to visit Instant Gaming to get games at incredible prices, and until next time, I'll catch you on the flip side.